Two friends, two minds, and one love for Arsenal Football Club. You are now listening to the Cod and Two Minds podcast.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's really going on? It's your boy E. Marshall here, and you tune in to the Cod and Two Minds podcast, and this is episode 10. Look at yonder. That's right, number 10. And I'm joined today, as usual, with my co-host, Fitty Mac, and today we discuss Arsenal's Champions League draw versus PSG. We also do a slight preview of the whole game coming up this weekend, and Fitty tells a story about throwing a crazy black female tenant out of his house. I hope you enjoy the show. Thanks for tuning into the podcast. Please head on over to iTunes, subscribe, rate, and review. And if you want to interact with the show, hit us up on Twitter at CITM Podcast. One more thing. I do want to apologize for the sound early on in the podcast. It did smooth itself out towards the end. But anyways, enjoy the podcast. What's up, Big Fitty?
Hey, what's happening, man? What's going on?
Not too much, man. Just chilling. What's been going on with you?
Well, cussing roommates out. Putting people back in their place.
So what? What happened? You got like, what kind of situation is it? Paint a picture. Come on. We're having a conversation here.
Okay. So, here I am in my fine family home with, my sister and my niece, and we got extra space. So we're renting a room out right now. And, but we decided recently that this needs to end with this roommate. So we have asked her to move on. And basically, I think she was shocked, and she spent the last two nights slamming doors at 10:30 at night around the house. And
let me. Is this a black chick?
Yes. Yes. Well, yes, it is.
How dare you throw a black chick out, dude? How dare you?
26 years old. You would think somebody at an age that might have some sense in her head, but
stop it.
In the first night, hey, I ignored it. I let it go. Even though I'm receiving texts from family members and stuff like, hey, what's all that noise going on up there? What's going on? What's all the noise? And, I'm trying to tell everybody else, like, hey, it's almost over. Just let it go. And then the next night, I'm the one who can't let it go.
Right.
And
you should have known better, though.
I had to let a broad know. I know the best of me, but you know me, homie. Like, in general, I'm a very calm person. I'll tolerate a lot, but when the switch flips, the switch flips. So,
what did she do to have you guys decide to throw her out?
Basically, you know what? It's the amount of little things that add up. But, one of the main things is like late on the rent with like weird excuses, and then questions like, well, what? I'm not paid up? Bitch, you're not paid up.
Right. She thought she was just going to run some game on you guys and get over.
Yeah, something like that. And the very, what got me last night was the I finally went in there to say, like, hey, what's up with all the doors and stuff, like a lot of doors slamming. And night before, with my father and his wife visiting in town, sleeping in the room right next to her, she's banging on shit, slamming doors, opening and closing closet doors, and just you know, like it just I hit my point. But the passive aggressive, like, I didn't realize I was making noise. Yeah, I didn't. I'm sorry. I wasn't doing it on purpose or nothing. Okay, bitch.
How many kids does she have?
1 year-and-a-half-year-old that lives part-time here.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, you know, what are you going to do? I mean, if it was me, I would have had the police there when we called her out. Because, you know, they get very angry.
Well, you know, and now it's got me to the point where, like, you know, hey, I basically stay in the house day to day to just make sure, like, you know, things don't disappear, you know.
I mean, how long does she have before she has to leave?
Well, you know, what's a trip is that we gave her till the end of the month, but because she couldn't seem to understand that, well, you've only paid half your rent for this month, and since you're refusing that you don't want to pay the rest, then she came to the conclusion, okay, well, I'll be out by this weekend then. And you know, like somebody's going to talk her into, no, it's okay. Now, go ahead, get the fuck out of here then.
Right. Sounds good. She called her bluff, and she'll be out on the streets plotting your demise for the rest of her life. So good. Good. Right. It's gonna be like a Boys in the Hood situation where you're like walking to your car and she drives up on you. What now? You know? Run, Fitty, run.
It's I mean, the funniest shit for me is that I you know, like I said, I mean, you know, and hey, everybody could say this, but I mean, you know, for real, like, you know, I'm like the one person in the house that really has been cool with her. Like, I ain't said a word to her, like, got in her shit, like,
right. That's because you buy weed from her.
We got a comedian in the house.
Well, that's cool. Enough.
But,
Enough.
I'm just the one that, you know, I mean, everybody has the same reaction when, oh, the nice, jovial, nice big guy, like, oh, the second he flips, everybody's like, holy shit. Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, Evil Fitty. Evil Fitty. When Evil Fitty shows himself, it's a sight to behold. But whatever, dude. I mean, she's lucky. She found a nice family like yours to allow her to come into your house. I would have never done it, and I'm black, so I'll just get that right out there. Right? I would have never done it. Would have just been like, nah, can't do it. Sorry. Oh my God.
And I'm gonna go ahead and admit this real quick. Yes, the Arsenal game did have me kind of in a mood. You know,
wow.
Happy that we got a draw, but you know, I had a little bit of just angst and uptightness about the whole thing, you know, and I think that probably played into like I'm just not in the mood tonight. I'm just not in the mood.
Right. I mean, a point away to PSG on a Champions League night had you frustrated? Why? What happened during the game or before the game that had you so upset, Fitz?
You know, I'm not one of the people that listen to the pundits and the experts and analyzing games. You know, reality is a point on the road against probably our toughest competition in the group. Okay, I'll take it. But I go by the eye tests. The eye tests.
Right.
And the eye test said that we probably should have lost 4-2, maybe 4-1. Thank God that Cavani has got 2 left feet.
Wow, he is really falling off, man. He was the man when he was at Napoli, and for a while there, you know, Arsenal fans wanted him to join the team, but man, he looked brutal. But before we get into any of that, the only as an Arsenal fan can you read the team sheet and completely lose your freaking mind before the game even starts. I mean, I just, I mean, you called it, and I was like, nah, he did that last year. He won't fool with it too much. And like I said, I mean, Giroux has his critics, but when he's not out there playing with this team and the style we play, it's a tough watch going forward. No one to hold the ball up. Alexis is running around everywhere. I mean, for him not to play him after not starting him on the weekend was like, okay, this guy. When I say this guy, I mean Wenger. This guy he's just a dick. He's just being a dick right now. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you could put it any better.
He's just being
that's what's in the back of my head when I see the starting line. I'm like, what a dickhead! Why is he doing this?
He's just being an asshole to everybody. He's piss off.
Oh my god!
And then to do exactly what he did last year. See, and this is the beauty with Wenger. This is why people love him, even me. Before the match, I'm like, Ospina, this is what happened last year. We played Ospina and we rested Cech, and oh my gosh, why is he doing this again? What's going on? He's a maniac. He's out of control. And Ospina comes away with man of the match. He's on his head. He's making saves. He's doing everything he needs to do to get me to calm down. And like I've told people on Twitter, I don't have a problem with Ospina. I think he's good. I was one of the people who was like, we didn't really need Cech. We got Ospina. He'll develop into a good, solid number one. And for him he's a good, solid two behind Cech. There's no reason to rest Cech. Man, it's just crazy. When people say this was a good point on the road against our toughest competition in the group, I say, yeah, it's a good point, but this is a game we could have won. We could have set a marker on the group and made things easier for ourselves if he just played the right lineup. And I'm not saying him playing Ospina was part of that, but just play Cech. Just play Cech and Giroux and put Alexis in his position. Because let me say one more thing, and then I'll let you go. If everybody in the world, as an Arsenal fan, is saying before the game, Ospina, why is he playing Ospina? What the fuck's going on? Hey, what's going on? Why is he doing this? He did this last year. Imagine what the team is saying. Imagine what they're thinking. It disrupts the chemistry amongst the team. The mental side. We're fragile, so just little things like that can have people thinking why would he do that? I mean, if as fans, if we're doing that, the players have got to be thinking the same thing. I mean,
the spirit of the team is changed when Ospina starts instead of Cech. In sports, I like to always throw it back at people hey, the end does not always justify the means. Because Ospina had this incredible day doesn't mean it was still the right decision. Because I'll point this out. How Cech and Ospina are different is they both react well. Ospina's probably a better athlete
coming out,
because
yes,
coming out he's a better athlete. But the beauty of Cech is his positioning. He understands. He's seen this game for so long. So I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm not sure if Cech gives up that goal in the first 45 seconds. It was a hell of a play. I'm not going to take nothing away from how they looped it, crossed it in, and Cavani placed it well. But I do believe positioning may have stopped that goal. And Cech is a little taller. Cech maybe stops that. I'm not going to say he definitely would have, but he maybe stops that.
Maybe he does. Know what? But go ahead.
What's more important about the fact that whether he stops that or not is not necessarily that we gave up a goal, but it's where the team spirit and mentality goes after giving one up in 45 seconds.
Right. Yeah, everything we were thinking about before the game, like what the hell is going on? Why did he switch the lineups? Why, the team has got to be thinking that too, because it's just a natural reaction. And when you score, when you give up a goal in 45 seconds, you're just like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like, wow, what's going on?
It's just like, and I mean, as much as the announcers and the booth people like to harken back to the past. Oh boy, here we go with Arsenal. Like, I can't. Every fan was saying the same thing.
Yeah, we just said
everybody was like, "Oh shit, here we go."
I mean, Wenger doesn't do himself any favors,
No,
just by doing the things he does, he sets everything up. The announcers, they're like, "Oh wow, this is going to be great." The fans are like, "What the hell's going on? Oh wow, this is going to be crazy. Let's watch this game," and it just all unfolds. It's like. I just thought it's just weird. Like if somebody said on my Twitter feed he promised Ospina game time during a cup run and during the Champions League and all the cups, but it's like come on, dude, play your number one. Who does this? What other big club does this? Nobody does this.
I mean, what I'm saying is I expect Ospina to get a start here and there this season. But you know what? Do it against Southampton. Do it against Bournemouth.
Or we got Hull coming up on Saturday.
Hull's coming up. Do it against these teams. Why against our toughest competitor in the group stage is it Ospina's turn?
Play them against Basel and Ludogorets and those other teams in our group. You know what I mean? And play them in the capital. Just pick and choose wisely, man. And we sound ridiculous because Ospina was bad at the match, but like I said, it affects your mindset going into the game. If Twitter almost blew up yesterday as an Arsenal fan with people going crazy, like why is he playing Ospina? What's going on? He did this last year. Doesn't he never? You know what I mean? All the little things that just normal fans think about. Koscielny had to be thinking about that, or Mustafi or whoever, in that back line had to be thinking like, damn, why? What's going on?
Yeah.
It's not a good choice.
Not at all.
Deep down, what they're thinking, it's not a good choice. So anyway, besides all that, I'm happy with the point. At the same time, I think if he played the team he was supposed to play, we could have got out of there with 3 points, especially if he starts Giroud. I don't think I would have went with Xhaka and El Nini as my midfield instead of Cazorla and Koch. Just they're bigger and physical, and their range of passing is combined better than a combined Coquelin and Cazorla.
Well, here's a point to back you up on that is. If I would have ever imagined that Coquelin was going to go forward on so many runs,
he turned into Fleming.
Try to get into the box and trying to do shit. If that's what we're going to get out of that defender, then I would rather it be Xhaka or El Nini, either one of them,
right?
Because they're both offensively better than Koch is,
right? And that's the thing too. Cazorla was playing deeper than Koch at times, and Koch was running into the box, kind of like Fleming used to do. And you're just like, dude, what are you doing, Fleming? What's going on? So that was strange. Ox he should never start again.
That's it, dude. That's it. I'm done
until he gets his form. He was pretty much brutal. Ozil looked like, like I said, his weed. He too many pregame bong hits, and his weed did wear off in time till we made that pass. And he could play shitty all game, make the killer pass, and we score a goal.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm gonna give him
hats off, dude. Hats off. I'm just. Like you said, I recognize the same thing all through the game, and I'm like, Ozil, he's missing on passes.
Looked exhausted. Exhausted. Just
several points where I looked out on the pitch and I saw that he wasn't really tracking back or getting back too far to help, and I'm like, wow, this looks, especially during a period where PSG kept getting behind our three.
Yeah.
and working it into space where you're just like, somebody's got to track back and help somebody. And Ozil, I'm watching Ozil just stand around.
Yeah,
he's not getting back there. But then the pass, beautiful,
right?
A beautiful spot. It made the whole thing happen. Iwobi took a good shot.
Great first touch, and he put it on target, which was always huge from an Arsenal perspective, because some of our guys freak out and they kind of lash at it. But beautiful first touch, he put it on target, and of course, the man, the myth, the little Chilean comes through, and we scored a goal to tie the game. What did you think about Mustafi and his performance?
To me, once again, I mean, it's kind of like, I don't think necessarily Mustafi's the one that kind of got beat very often. Like, it seemed like a lot of the times he was coming off of like Koscielny's left shoulder to get by. But there was a couple times. I mean, there was a couple times when Mustafi, maybe was. I don't know. I think it was probably more to our tactics than it was to Mustafi. I don't have anything bad to say about him.
Yeah, I don't. He like I always say on Twitter, he's already better than Per and Gabriel, and Holding's chomping at his heels a little bit. But I don't think he played terrible or anything like that. They scored in 45 seconds, and they really didn't do too much else after that. Iwobi wasn't tracking back to help Monreal, and Aurier, or whatever that fool's name, the guy, the right back with the strong features.
He's got strong jaws. He's got a jaw.
He's got a lot of oxygen going through those nostrils. Like, he's just, you know what I mean? I love the guy, but geez, I look at him.
For the first time, I must say, one of our favorite games is to pick out where this guy might be from in the United States. I think we got our first New York City player. He looked like he was from the Boogie Down Bronx or something, Yeah. I was like, damn, look at this nigga right here.
he was wild. He was killing us in that first half. He finally did get hurt. But anyway, enough of that. We're away to Hull. It's a game we should win. I don't know too much about Hull. I know they lost their coach, Mrs. Doubtfire, Steve Bruce. They only had 13 players to start the season. Now they got now they got like 15 players so they could make some subs. But I mean, it's a game we should win. I don't.
We shouldn't have any problems. Although I guess it's probably accurate to say like the last 4 teams that played Hull said that they shouldn't have any problems. Yeah. And Hull has basically pulled results from just about all of them.
Yeah.
So, just like how Barcelona and Bayern Munich went and just crushed a team that was not supposed to be in the game at all. Right. Like, I want to see us show some attitude. And when we play these teams, like, just go out there and just crush these fools. Like, get it over with early. Get it over with early.
I mean, no, to me, I hate to sound like a pessimist or whatever. Those days are long gone for this team, as far as us just going out there and just beating the crap out of somebody and looking good doing it. It's because of the way we do the same thing week in and week out. We never change anything, and teams kind of know how to play against us, and they know what to do against us. So it could be a chemistry thing. People are still getting settled, people are still getting back, and it could take some time before we start playing better. But as far as it's just I
mean, our ability once he moved Alexis out to the wing, and Giroud came in, looked like a whole different team. Looked like an entirely different team.
It did.
And I think it's like enough with the Alexis up front experiment, to try to get by until everybody's healthy and ready to go. Enough, okay? Yeah. Giroud or Perez up top with Alexis on the wing, Ozil down the middle.
Exactly.
And as far as I'm concerned, Iwobi over Ox. But if Theo's healthy, maybe Theo above both of them. But like, no more playing around with the bullshit lineup. Like, go, dude.
Right.
Come on.
We need to, but here's the thing. Here's a thing that, that's good for Arsenal is we're getting results. We're not playing good yet.
Yeah.
We don't have the chemistry yet, and we're getting results. So, that's a good thing. What did you think about the Giroud's red card before we get out of here?
Hey, dude, that was, and I mean, I hate to say like I got a great eagle eye, but I picked that out immediately. Like,
so you thought it was a justified red card?
No, not at all.
Okay.
What I picked out immediately was the guy took a swipe at his feet. I can't remember who it was.
Verratti.
And
Marquinhos came over and pushed him him. Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like the contact was from the push.
Yeah. If anybody
Drew flinched his elbow just a little bit, but it wasn't like, it wasn't a vicious thing that he did or anything like that. And then they got into his face. I'm trying to figure out what Giroud did. What did he do?
It's just, he's slept rock. He's just got that bad, silly luck, dude. Like Diego, you watch Diego Costa on the weekend do all kind of outlandish shit all over the pitch, and he gets one yellow. Like he stays on and he scores that winning goal. Giroud's kind of like Giroud just does the littlest things. It's just like his mannerisms, the way he moves his body and his attitude. And I just think people are like, dude, fuck you. Here's a yellow.
I stuck it out there on Twitter, man. But you know what? What I did notice was before his first yellow, he thought he got fouled. He was over by the sideline, and the camera just had a great view of it. But he looked right at the ref and just gave him a big fuck off.
Like Rooney does 5 times a game.
Yeah. And it was real. But you know what? And I'm going to put some on the ref too, because I think this ref was like, he was a little bit of a touchy son of a bitch. Like, taking things personal and shit. But Giroud gave him a big fuck off, and then they moved the camera and they showed the ref, and the ref acted like he was all offended by Giroud talking to him that way.
Yeah, I saw that too. The ref completely got it wrong. He's he's just a thirsty guy who wants attention. So based on his reaction, go ahead.
It put the radar on Giroud. It put it on him, and from that point on, Giroud got the first yellow, which may or may not have been a aggressive play, and then the second one was just like, come on, dude, like that's just personal. You just did that because you're personally upset with him.
And when they showed the angle, he didn't see it. Like he was going the other way down the field, and then somebody got in his ear.
That's right.
And he turned around, and that's when he was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I get to throw this fool out of the game." But anyway, it's I just thought that was weird. I just found out today that it can't be rescinded. There's some kind of rule. So
I saw that.
So he's gonna miss the next games, which is cool. We play Basel and Ludacris. We should be able to beat those teams without Giroud.
Yeah, and I mean, if he gets through that, and he gets through that, and then 2 yellows, then he's fresh again. It'll take 2 yellows again, is it 3 yellows before they suspend you again?
No, well, he got a red card, so he's got to miss the next 2 games. I'm pretty sure.
Well, he got second. No, he misses the next 2, but then he starts with the fresh slate.
Yeah.
So, by the time we're facing PSG again and going into the knockout stage or whatever, hopefully we're there. We should be there.
Right.
Then, maybe Giroud isn't in such a hairy situation. So,
yeah. He's ever since he's got that beard, he's just been getting himself into trouble, French hipster or something. Anyway, it's whatever. Dude. Who cares? What are we talking about? Who cares?
Well, Eric, he is French player. He is French, and he is fine. He's class.
You have to start if you're doing Wenger. You have to, I do believe that. That's my favorite. Anyway, you got anything you want to tell the people before we get out of here? Anything positive? Anything?
You know what?
Just sounds good.
Do your best to control your emotions. Don't lose it on people. Unless you're just a raging asshole by nature, then stay true to your form. Just be the rager that you are.
Yeah, I like that. I would say get up, get out, and pursue your goals. Yeah.
Go!
And with that said, we did it.
Here we go.
Thanks for tuning in to the podcast, Caught in Two Minds. This is E. Marshall signing off with Big Fitty.
Peace. Feel that beat, y'all. Feel it now.
When the piano comes in, puts a smile on your face. It really does. Anyway, peace.
Thank you guys for tuning in to Caught in Two Minds. Please head on over to iTunes and subscribe, rate, and review the show. All feedback is much appreciated. If you would like to contact the show, drop us an email at citmpodcast@gmail.com. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at CITM Podcast, @Gooner Rush, and @eMarshall. That's EMARSHO. The music in this podcast has been provided by Statics. If you like what you hear, be sure to check them out at staticsentertainment.com and follow them on Twitter and Instagram @StaticsMusic. That's STATX Music. Peace.